Up on Mountain News this morning, UK is moving on from its controversial institutional diversity program. And One Mission Group is continuing their work to repair homes damaged by the 2022 flood.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche. We're coming up on 5 o'clock this Wednesday morning, and we are making our way over that hump of the week. Let's send it over to meteorologist Mace Michaels for a look at your forecast.
With sunshine and 70s. Here's the details for you. If you're in London this morning, you're waking up to mainly clear skies, a 52-degree temperature, but in Hazard, definitely seeing some fog, locally dense in spots as you travel around eastern Kentucky this morning, and it's cooler. 46 the latest temperature. So we checked visibilities. Hazard has been fluctuating from near zero to a mile. Same thing in Williamsburg, Jacksboro, also down to 2.5 miles on the visibility side. There's your temperatures. Again, as I mentioned, lots of 40s and 50s. Outside of the fog, mostly clear. Through the afternoon, we will look at lots of sunshine with high pressure controlling our weather. It is very quiet here across the region. We'll bump up into the mid-70s with that sun later. Full forecast of dry weather is coming up, Madison.
All right, Mace, thank you. The University of Kentucky is dissolving its Office of Institutional Diversity. The decision comes months after the state legislature tried to pass bills targeting diversity, equity, and inclusion programs on college campuses statewide. Grayson Passmore heard from Lexington's NAACP president, who fears the precedent the decision sets, as well as Republican lawmakers who say they are pleased.
It's a decision NAACP chapter president Whit Whitaker fears will have a domino effect across the state. In an email, UK President Eli Capilouto said he'd not only be dissolving the Office of Institutional Diversity, but removing mandatory diversity training throughout the university, and no employees will be required to write a diversity statement to be employed.
Destroying a very vital and important office that has served and helped students, and that has been instrumental in increasing enrollment and wanting students to come here.
Whitaker says DEI initiatives help combat biases.
Marginalized students feel that their concerns are not going to be heard.
Capilouto spoke out against anti-DEI legislation back in April. But Tuesday, he said the decision comes after he received feedback throughout the summer, including from legislators concerned about the role of DEI at UK. Senate Majority Whip Mike Wilson, who sponsored one failed anti-DEI bill, said in a statement, "A true elimination of these DEI policies will end the division they promote." Representative Jennifer Decker, another sponsor of failed legislation, said she remains hopeful that other institutions will follow their lead. Those for and against the decision are sure to be listening when the university is expected to speak on the topic of DEI during a committee meeting in September. In Lexington, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
In a statement about this decision, UK President Eli Capilouto said in part, quote, "The university and Capilouto will no longer make statements on political or partisan events or issues. A new office, the Office for Community Relations, will be created in place of the Office of Institutional Diversity." The Marine Corps base in Jacksonville, North Carolina, Camp Lejeune, is continually gaining notoriety for a toxic water situation. Veterans who served at Camp Lejeune from August 1953 to December 1987 are still being notified about their exposure. Advocates worked alongside Congress to get the Camp Lejeune Justice Act passed in 2022. And now advocates like Knott County Central graduate and Marine Brian Ambergy are working on an amendment to the act.
We get out and do this, and I've lost several good friends that has passed away because of the health issues from it, and it just tears you up and real bad. I mean, it haunts you.
Ambergy says when he sees other Marines, he makes sure they know about the toxic water at Camp Lejeune. We will finish the story of how Marines are continuing the fight for those suffering with the effects of toxic water at Camp Lejeune later tonight at 6. Some health department officials in Kentucky are reminding people to stay vigilant against COVID after seeing an increase in COVID activity. It starts with prevention. The latest COVID vaccine formula is set to become available in September. You should also practice good hygiene by washing your hands. Cover coughs and sneezes with a tissue or cough into your elbow. If you're sick, stay home until you are both fever-free without using medication and are feeling better overall for 24 hours. A mission group is planted in Letcher County this week, helping to rebuild homes and repair other community spaces. WYMT's Buddy Forbes was there as the work was underway.
Cordelia Scheiber was raised in Whitesburg, and though she now lives near northern Kentucky, when the July 2022 flood rose through the region, she had to come home.
When I first started coming down, I said, my daddy would want me to come, and God is telling me to come.
Since then, she has been making trips back to the mountains with her foundation, Martha, Mary, and Me, building 4 homes and helping more than 50 families find their footing.
It's really hard to see 2 years after the flood.
Her Save His Sheep group relies on volunteers like those from Erlanger Baptist Church in its efforts to lift up the people and the steeples of Letcher County.
Well, members of our board prayed about it, and we just felt like God was leading us to help a church now, because if we can help this church benefits the whole community.
But with every mission complete comes an undiscovered need, like a family who has been without a bathroom or running water since the flood destroyed part of their home.
They were washing their dishes in a blue tote, and then they had washed clothes with a hose from outside.
She says those who lend a hand are helping more than they know.
It's a blessing when we can find groups like Erlanger Baptist that want to continue to come and provide that skilled labor that is scarce in this area, and get these people back in their homes.
Rebuilding and reclaiming the region. In Letcher County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The group is also hosting worship nights in Letcher County. The next one will take place Thursday at Millstone Church of Grace. Everyone's idea of fun is a little different, and according to a new survey, Kentucky is one of the least fun states in the U.S. Wallet Hub compared all 50 states across 2 key categories: entertainment and recreation and nightlife. It looked at things from movie costs to the accessibility of national parks to nightlife options per capita. Florida came in number 1, followed by California and Nevada. Kentucky is number 42, and West Virginia was last.